Welcome to Cyber Friendships and Cyberbullying. My name is Kimberly Hodgins. First, I'd like to start off with an introduction to the topic. Then I'd like to discuss factors in my own history that led me to do this research. I'll then give you some background information on research that has already been done on the topic. Then I'll discuss my research context, my methodology, my findings, my conclusions and recommendations, and lastly, my references. The current study asks, do parents and educators educate students about internet safety and implement safe internet practices? And do they enforce responsible internet use as much as they can to prevent cyberbullying? The inquiry question is of particular importance because it asks if education and safe use of technology is introduced in elementary in such a way for parents and educators to have a chance to introduce multiple forms and types of friendships and the pros and cons of each so that the students do not become dependent and misuse cyber friendships. Early intervention might save a young person's life through the awareness and give students the tools to escape cyberbullying. Factors in my own history that have led me to become interested in cyber friendships and cyberbullying comes from my own family. It is sad, but family has been the biggest problem and source of cyber friendship and bullying, and still continues today with constant family fighting and social media websites. This includes cell phone use and text messaging when face to face conversations would be more appropriate. Many parents are concerned that the large amount of time that teenagers frequently spend on the internet has had a significantly negative effect on both their social developmental skills and personal relationships. Some parents of adolescents worry that cyberbullying is a concern. Others worry that adolescents use the internet to acquire misinformation that reduces their mental health and their general understanding of the world. Some worry that electronic exchanges have substituted face to face contacts to the disadvantage of the improvement of social skills. Nevertheless, there are some who simply worry that the sheer amount of time adolescents spend on the internet is unhealthy because it has displaced other, more valuable activities. Finally, others worry that adolescents are forming relationships with strangers and that these relationships may take time away from intimacy with actual friends. Overall, the concern seems to be justified given the extensive amount of research on the matter. During a review of recent research on the negative effects of cyber friendships, a trend was noticed that there is a lengthy use of internet by adolescents. But has adolescent extended use of the internet affected their development and mental health? Research suggests the answer is complicated. The current study gathered data online using social media websites. The survey consisted of 14 questions and was sent to 25 university participants and 20 random social media affiliated users. Data was only used from participants aged 18 and over. I created a survey in Google filled with predetermined questions from a pre-made certified survey. In order to motivate participants, they had the opportunity to see a pre-created YouTube video on cyberbullying in order to inspire them to participate. The survey was emailed out with a due date and a return email address. All survey questions were totaled and presented in a pie chart format. Findings were based on 15 participants, 10 female and 5 males. Participants aged 18 to 25 years old accounted for 40% of the age range, and 60% were 26 and older. Surprisingly, 33% of participants had more than 4 computers and spent more than 4 hours a day on the computer. 47% had the computer in the living room, and 47% had the computer in the computer room only. Only 7% of participants supervised internet use all the time. 80% did not have blocking programs installed at all. 53% of participants did not give information about internet safety or violence. Findings implicate the need for more information and use of internet safety programs as well as real supervision of internet use. The location of the computer as well as the time of day could also be researched to see if there are factors that lead to cyberbullying. The study's potential significance for my future teaching practices as an elementary teacher would be to ensure that I make use of key findings such as enforcing computer policies, keeping computers in public places, and when possible, navigate social media websites with students and help them understand the programs. I will also link social media websites to everyday learning, model good computer practices, and lastly, use a warm, rational approach to child rearing. A future research question that could be asked is, can new online programs with specific interactions enhance cyber friendships? Thank you for listening to my digital story on cyber friendships and cyberbullying.